What's up, bro? Pay close attention to what I'm about to say today. In my last few videos, we talked heavily about how men are not men anymore. We talked about how a massive portion of our generation was raised almost entirely by females. How we've lost our masculine edge and all of this modern bullshit that has weakened men. But as I was looking over those videos, I realized something. We missed the other half of the population. We completely skipped over women. Now, let's be totally honest before we even take one step further. In today's world, the moment you say anything about women or anything in general that doesn't fit the mainstream approved narrative, the entire internet jumps on you. They are trying to cancel you, they call you a misogynist, they call you insecure, and they throw all this garbage emotional language at you. But listen to me, I'm not here to complain, I'm here to put myself directly in the firing line, as I like to call it, and I don't care about getting cancelled or about the hate comments. I just care about the truth. The reality that no one wants to face is that both sexes are currently in a state of absolute decline. It's a total disaster out there, and today we are going to look at the exact mechanisms behind this decay and how modern feminism is destroying the family baseline, how Instagram is ruining women the same way adults' websites ruin men, and why the modern advice you get from your peers is leading you straight into a wall. Sit down, drop the distractions, and let's get straight to the topic. Let's hit the subject head on. The women of today's world have been completely brainwashed by modern feminism. I know you've heard that word 1,000 times on the internet, but let's look at what this ideology actually tries to do from a baseline level. Look, modern feminism tries its absolute best to destroy the family unit. Why? Because it tells women from the time they are teenagers that they should
Never take a husband, never do that, because submitting to a man or working to build a family with your man is oppressive, is not right. Go out there and make a career instead.
And think about the absolute insanity of that logic for a second. They tell a woman that it's oppressive to dedicate her life, her energy, her love to a husband and her own children, but then they tell her that the true empowerment is going out into the corporate world to work 60 hours a week for another man, a corporate boss who doesn't even know her name, who treats her like a number on a spreadsheet, and who will replace her the exact same day she gets too sick or burn out to work. The moment she can perform, that boss will be like, bye, see you later. And do you honestly think that's empowering? Is it seriously better to spend your youth slaving away for a corporate boss who does not care about your existence rather than having a loving husband whose entire goal is to protect you, provide for you and build a legacy where you look after the home and raise healthy children? I don't know what to say, bro. I don't think being worked until death by a corporation is empowering at all. Yeah, maybe this brainwashing hasn't caught every single woman out there, but this modern movement is trying its hardest to make more and more women believe this lie. And you know what the end of this result is going to be? It is going to result in an absolute women with cats epidemic. Mark my words. We are going to see a massive wave of women reaching 40s, 50s, even 16 years old, completely alone in an empty apartment with nothing but cats to keep them company because they traded a family for a corporate cubicle. And now let's move to the second subject, which is Instagram. Let's break down human psychology and stop hiding behind our fingers. Let's say exactly what needs to be said without the fake politeness. Like, what does a man want from a woman short term?
Sex.
Right? Let's not lie to ourselves. Logically, from a biological standpoint, that is the primary short term drive for a man. And now let's flip it. What do women want from men short term? And I know I'm going to get a massive amount of hate for saying this, but it's the truth. Women want attention. Men want sex and women want attention. Now look at what the modern digital world has done to exploit these true primary primal desires. What happens to a modern man when he can't get sex from real women in the real world? He gets lonely, he gets frustrated, he turns on the Pornhub site and he completely destroys his brain. You know very well that what happens to a man's dopamine system, his drive and his energy when he masturbates to adult content every single day. If you don't fully understand the damage it does, I've made videos on this before. The links are down in the description and they will help you understand the brain rot. But what does a woman do when she needs short-term attention and she isn't getting that high quality attention from real men around her? She downloads Instagram, she posts a calculated photo and boom, she gets hundreds, even thousands of eyes on her instantly. She gets all the attention she could ever want from random guys in her DMs and comments. Both of these platforms, the adult sites for men and Instagram for women, are completely destructive. They literally ruin your brain chemistry. And let's look at the physical and mental consequences. What happens to a man who keeps masturbating every single day while watching adult content? He destroys his physical masculinity. He stops getting morning woods. His boy literally does not raise anymore. And look, I'm telling you this directly from my own experience. I'm not sitting here eating shit or making things up. This exact thing happened to me when I was addicted to that garbage years ago. It ruins your physical performance. And what happens to a woman when she gets that massive artificial flood of attention from Instagram every single day? She can no longer find a man. She can't settle down with a normal guy because a single real world man cannot compete with the combined attention of 50 or 100 random guys inflating her ego online. It's the exact same mechanism as a guy who can be satisfied by a real woman because his brain is fried by looking at 50 different girls on an adult site. But real life is 1,000 times more fulfilling than any of these digital garbage. Things like Instagram, Pornhub, OnlyFans, TikTok, or I don't know, but are completely fake. These are illusions designed to keep both sexes isolated, addicted, and entirely dependent on a screen for validation. And bro, let's not even get started on the modern hookup culture. It is a complete massive disaster. Right now, it is getting progressively worse across the globe. Look, I live here in Romania, in Eastern Europe. Over here, the traditional values are still holding on, so it's not completely terrible just yet. But all you have to do is to look across the ocean at the USA, UK and Canada. Bro, over there is a total irreversible disaster. The concept of dating and family is completely broken. And the worst part, if you are a young guy in today's world and tell the people around you, bro, I actually want a wife, I want to build a family, have kids, and find a girl who is genuinely wife material. You know what happens? Bro, you get completely, utterly ridiculed. You get laughed at by these feminists, and you get laughed at by your own friends who are trying to act like they are living the good life. Go into almost any teenage environment or young adult social circle today, and the common advice you'll hear from everyone is,
bro, you're young, go out to the club, get drunk and go fuck some unwashed bitches from the club. Please bro, go live your life. You are so boring for wanting a family. Why don't you want to party non-stop every single night?
Because I don't see a single ounce of a future in that lifestyle. There is absolutely no future in what I like to call advanced masturbation, because that's all hookup culture really is. Using another human body like a cheap masturbation tool to get a temporary spike in dopamine before waking up the next morning feeling entirely empty inside. This lifestyle is deeply fundamentally detrimental to both sexes. The more you participate in it, the more you lose your ability to see reality clearly. You completely lose your evidence. How can you expect to ever form a deep, healthy, soulful connection with a good, healthy-minded woman after you have slept with 70 different random people from a club? Your ability to pair bond is entirely shattered. Yeah, sure, you can try to fix it later in life. Maybe after a long time of zero dopamine and intense discipline, you can eventually recalibrate your brain to have genuine connection again. But let me tell you, it is incredibly hard to undo that damage once your mind is is work by the hookup lifestyle. Don't fall into the trap just because your mediocre friends tell you it's cool, bro. Look at the big picture. The decline of both sexes is real and it is happening right in front of your eyes. Men are escaping into adult websites because they are too weak to face reality, and women are escaping into Instagram because they are addicted to fake validation. Meanwhile, culture tells you to go destroy your soul in the clubs and avoid building a real family at all costs. Do not let them trick you. Do not let this modern environment turn you into a statistic. Stand firm in your values, protect your mind from digital traps, stay away from the cheap hookup culture, and build yourself into a high value man who is actually capable of leading a traditional healthy minded family. And if you agree with this message and you're ready to escape the decline, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I truly hope I could make your life at least 1% better. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.